to the Open Scoring MMA podcast. No secrets, no bias, just the real fight game. Let's get ready.
Welcome to Open Scoring MMA. This is episode 33 for July 22, 2026, your daily look at what's happening now and next across the world of MMA and UFC. Paddy Pimblett's recent statements are still making waves, especially his call-out of Charles "Do Bronx" Oliveira after what was reportedly a lightning-fast 52-second submission win over Benoit Saint-Denis. Paddy wasted no time challenging Oliveira, claiming the former lightweight champion was on the decline and would be submitted. Now, renowned coach Marcos Parumpa has stepped in to defend Do Bronx, highlighting his superiority in the lightweight division. It's a bold claim from Paddy, especially against a fighter of Oliveira's caliber, and it's definitely got the MMA world buzzing. You gotta love the confidence, but calling out a legend like Do Bronx after one quick finish is a whole different ballgame. And speaking of Paddy, he's also declared himself the GOAT of weight cutting in a recently released behind-the-scenes video. Look, we all know Paddy struggles with the scale between fights, so for him to claim he's the greatest of all time at cutting weight, that's a statement, all right? It's classic Paddy, always keeping things interesting, and you know what? You got to respect the hustle. He's always got something to say, and it's usually pretty entertaining. But the Paddy Pimblett news doesn't stop there. His rival Soren Back, who nearly derailed Paddy's UFC dream, is planning a comeback after a 4-year hiatus. Back suffered a double ACL injury, but he's now gearing up for what he's calling the biggest comeback in MMA. This is a fascinating development, especially given their history. Could we see a rematch down the line? That'd be a banger for sure. The MMA community on Reddit is having a field day with all of Paddy's recent comments, especially the weight-cutting GOAT claim. They're definitely not letting him forget his past struggles. And in another twist involving Paddy, a fan of Ilia Topuria is claiming to be the real buyer of the UFC White House item that Paddy Pimblett posted about. Paddy had claimed he paid around 69,700 Brazilian reals for the corner stool used by El Matador at UFC White House. Now, this Topuria fan is debunking Paddy's claim. It just goes to show you the beef between these two is still very much alive, even outside the cage. They're always finding new ways to get under each other's skin. Moving on to some more serious news, Dustin Poirier, the former interim lightweight champion, is going through a tough time. The Diamond has struggled to adjust to life outside of fighting. His struggles were on full display on June 21st when he was removed from a flight. Now he believes that airport arrest could have been a blessing in disguise, a wake-up call of sorts. It's always tough to see a fighter, especially a fan favorite like Dustin, go through this kind of transition. The grind of being a professional fighter is all-consuming, and when that's gone, it leaves a huge void. And the fallout from that incident continues. Word is Dustin Poirier's Bud Light contract was terminated immediately after his drunken airport arrest. This is a significant blow for Poirier, both financially and in terms of his public image. We're hearing he retired in 2025 and has been honest about his struggles with a post-fighting life. It just highlights the challenges many athletes face when they step away from the sport. It's not just about the physical toll. The mental and emotional adjustments can be even harder. In other news, John Jones, a legend in the sport, believes his career could have been even greater if he had better control over his alcohol use. Jones said alcohol cost him a greater UFC legacy. It's a candid admission from one of the greatest to ever step into the octagon. Imagine what he could have achieved without those personal struggles. It's a powerful reminder of the impact off-cage issues can have on even the most talented athletes. Cain Velasquez, the former two-time UFC heavyweight champion, has opened up about adjusting to normal life after spending time in prison. It's a stark reminder of the challenges people face after incarceration, and it's good to hear Cain is taking the time he needs to readjust. We wish him all the best in his journey. Dana White recently explained why Fedor Emelianenko never came to the UFC. White stated, quote, "We never got a deal done with Fedor," end quote, when speaking to Sherdog. It's one of those legendary what-ifs in MMA history. Imagine Fedor in the UFC during his prime. It'd have been incredible, but for whatever reason, it just never materialized. Dana doesn't seem to regret it, but I think a lot of fans still do. And speaking of Dana White, he also revealed how Fight Island changed the UFC forever. White believes the Ultimate Fighting Championship emerged from the COVID-19 pandemic stronger because the promotion refused to stop evolving. Fight Island was a stroke of genius, a testament to the UFC's ability to adapt and innovate, and it definitely solidified their position as a leader in the sports world during a very uncertain time. Islam Makhachev, who some are calling the former lightweight title holder and current welterweight champion, is making history. He's the top-ranked pound-for-pound fighter in the world and is tied with former middleweight great Anderson Silva for the longest win streak in the promotion's history with 16 consecutive victories. He has only one blemish on his record from a very early fight. That's an incredible run, and it just shows the dominance Islam has achieved in the sport. He's a force to be reckoned with. In the women's strawweight division, Fatima Klein is making a name for herself. She reportedly extended her winning streak to 4 consecutive fights at UFC Oklahoma City, dominating Tabitha Ricci in main card action. With that win, Klein jumped into the top 10 rankings and now has her eyes set on a former 2-time champion. It's exciting to see new talent emerge and challenge the established order in the strawweight division. She's definitely one to watch. Logan Paul is making some noise, reportedly calling out Conor McGregor following what some are saying was a devastating UFC 329 injury. Paul believes McGregor's recent injury could pave the way for a clash between the two, as he now considers the Irishman incapable of fighting. It's a classic Logan Paul move, trying to capitalize on a moment. Whether Conor would ever entertain that fight is another question entirely, but it certainly gets people talking. And in wrestling news, Gable Steveson has booked his next outing against a former foe he's already 5-0 against, just weeks after his UFC debut. It seems Steveson is keeping busy, and it'll be interesting to see how his combat sports career continues to unfold across different disciplines. Nora, let's talk about this Makiej Rozansky versus Ibragim Chuzagayev fight. Our system, the OSM pick, has Chuzagayev winning at about 71%. The betting line implies 64%, so we're seeing some value there. What's the model's read on this one?
Duke, the model is leaning towards Chuzagayev. The primary reasons are that his style favors him in this matchup, and the finishing metrics also point to him. We've got a higher confidence in Chuzagayev than the market does, which is why it's flagged as a value pick for us.
71%, that's a pretty strong lean. I mean, Chuzagayev's got that aggressive, relentless style, and if he can get Rozansky on the back foot early, it could be a quick night. The model's seeing what I'm seeing in terms of his ability to finish.
Indeed, the data suggests Chuzagayev's offensive output and ability to close fights are significant factors here. His past performances against similar stylistic opponents also contribute to that higher probability.
So if you're looking for a pick that's got a little more juice than the market, Chuzagayev is our guy. Our system is confident in this one.
The model has moved slightly since our last assessment, increasing its confidence in Chuzagayev by a few percentage points, solidifying this as a value pick.
All right, there you have it. Our system's call, Ibragim Chuzagayev to win 71%. We're liking that one. That's all the time we have for today on Open Scoring MMA. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for more breaking news and analysis from the world of mixed martial arts. Until then, keep those hands up and your chin down. Before you go, 2 quick things. Check out our free fight tracker at tracker.openscoringmma.com with every upcoming UFC and PFL card live odds and where to watch all in one place. And follow us on YouTube. Just search Open Scoring MMA for breaking news alerts, fight breakdowns, and videos you won't get here on the feed. That's it for today's Open Scoring MMA. Keep your hands up, and we'll see you next time.